Hello, brothers and sisters. I want to come at you and make a video. I'm wearing my What Would Jerry Do t-shirt. And if you're noticing, I'm kind of sitting a little farther back than I normally am. We're kind of doing some cleaning at my desk here. We found there's like a stain on the carpet, so we have all this stuff down here, so I can't really get close enough. But I got some records. I got 3 to show you. 2 are from Vinyl Me Please, and 1 I got because a really good friend of mine mixed a song off of it, and it's just a fantastic record in general. And then I'll come back and just let you know kind of about me, what's going on in my life, situations, stuff like that. But let's get into the music first off. The Vinyl Me Please record of the month was Betty Davis, the one and only Betty Davis. This is a funky record, man. This is something else, dude. It's a funky album. It's just awesome. Let me show you the vinyl, because the vinyl's just great too. Once again, they don't disappoint us. They do not disappoint us. Look at that. It's like gray with like a white splatter. That's pretty cool, isn't it? I think that's really sweet. It's just a great album overall. If you don't know Betty Davis, she was married to Miles Davis. That's where Davis comes into play. For I don't know how many years, I'm not sure. If I can get this in here, there we go. But Betty Davis is a record of the month. Got some artwork to go along with it. It's pretty cool, pretty sweet. And then we also got some words about the record, as usual. Just a little bit of paragraph there. And of course, they have to send me what's coming up. My camera's weird, next month. And I already ordered 1 record from them, and it's Soundgarden Super Unknown. And just because of Chris Cornell, I thought I'd do it, because I don't have it in my collection. I have the CD. I think it's the remastered from last year, a couple years ago. But I want to get it on record, it's the least I could do for him, pay tribute. And I already have my favorite Linkin Park album, so I'm good there, I got Meteor and Hybrid Theory, 2 of my favorites. But yeah, it's awesome, guys. The next album I want to share with you is Kendrick Lamar. Damn, this is it. I've wanted this. It was on pre-order for a while. Standard black vinyl, nothing special there, but pretty cool. Inside, the great hip-hop album. I mean, fantastic. To be completely honest with you, I couldn't get into Pimp a Butterfly. Could not get into it. And someone with such an open mind to music, that's saying a lot. Kendrick likes to dive deep into a lot of different genres and try different things that no one's done before and push barriers. And I feel like that's a barrier that I just couldn't wrap my head around. I've been hearing all the praise about the records. It was album of the year for some people, and I just couldn't get into it. I couldn't wrap my head around it. It was so much. And maybe in time I'll come back and understand, that happens. There's a lot of albums that, like there's this group called the Frogs, which is, if anybody knows them, they know how weird and messed up it is, but it's a very awesome band, but it's just hard to get past a lot of it. And we kind of just have to let time do its thing and then come back to when the moment's right and then try again. If we really want to just dive back in. And I feel like with Kendrick's The Pimp a Butterfly, that's what I kind of need to do. I tried it like 3 times, couldn't get it, so I'm just going to kind of let it sit and settle for a little bit and then maybe come back at a later time and try and to wrap my head around it. But the album I want to share with you that a really good friend of mine, who's a teacher at my college, mixed one of the songs of Christoph Crane's newest album. I don't know if I can even say this right. Kyrios Part 1? Kyrios? All I know is it's like a Greek word. It's someone very famous. You could say famous for that. But it's just an awesome album, guys. Local artist, Christoph Crane. And Adam Krinsky, the person I'm very great friends with, he mixed the song Pearl off here. So if you ever get a chance to listen to it, definitely check that one out, because it is crazy. It is freaking fantastic. It's just a great album. Just deep, dark, and just, oh, fantastic. Love the artwork too. So cool. You look at it and you're like, what's happening? What is going on here? But just a fantastic album. So if you're in the local hip hop in the Twin Cities, definitely check him out. He's a great artist. Very creative. Very. I like the style he goes for. Kind of a No Bird Sings type of deal. I don't want to compare two artists here because I know everybody's super different around here. But it's kind of slower. It's not like it's not like Kendrick Lamar. It's nothing like that. It's a completely different animal. It's a completely different approach to hip hop. It's kind of more laid back, bass heavy, but super dark, and I really like that approach. No Bird Sing does a lot with that, and they're local too. My good friend Krinsky mixed that as well. But definitely check them out. Can't give the album enough praise. It's just a great record. Hats off to Christoph and Adam, and then the other engineer that mixed the rest of the record. It sounds fantastic. I don't know you by name, I'm sorry. I know Krinsky told me. My mind just sometimes, I lose my mind sometimes. But now to get back to me, kind of where I'm at. Let's start off with today. Let's start off the here and now. It's a very rainy day outside. Very rainy, very stormy. Started off really nice. Me and Mariah spent a lot of time together today. It's been a little while. She's been busy with school, and her mom's in town, so she's doing a lot with her. I think that's great. I really appreciate and respect that. I'm not going anywhere. We have to share the time with each other, and that's family. You gotta give time for that, and it's awesome. She's here, and her dad's also coming up soon. Maybe in a week or two, and staying for a few days. He has a conference up north, and so he's going to be passing through, so we'll see him too, and so that's going to be cool. On talking about the church, I said Allison is coming. She is here. Allison was here last Sunday, and she played in the band, which is really cool. She is a drummer. She sings. She plays guitar, piano. Jack of all trades. Which is super cool, super flexible for the band. Like if anybody misses, she can just hop right in and be completely comfortable. But it's great to have her here. Thank you, Allison. Praise to you, and hopefully we can make great music together. That's what the objective is here. It's finding these great songs to worship and spread the word, to other people so they understand. Like me, I take most of God's word through music. That's where my feeling is. Not necessarily from the sermon, but the songs that revolve around the sermon. That just kind of ties it all in for me. Like, I can take bits and pieces from the message, of course, but I feel like the song choice is very important. It's kind of helps both sides. Some people take a lot from the message and not from the song, but some people like myself take a lot from the song but a little bit from the message, and it just kind of puts it together as a whole. Like I said, I was super anxious for Allison to come. Like I said, my very brother in Christ, Doug, passed away in November, so it's been very difficult. I think with him, I think it's always going to be difficult. I know I talk about him a lot, but I just can't give him enough praise. I cannot give him enough praise. So if he's watching this anywhere, or if he's here with me, Doug, the reason I'm so close with him is that he's just an older version of what I am, completely. Like, it was scary close. And I've never met a human being that was that close to me, and who was so enthusiastic and so just music forward, and just got into every song and just helped the band grow. And he would never shoot anybody down if they messed up. He'd help them out. He'd go through things with them, and very understanding. And the reason I miss him so much is he was my anchor to the church. You know, he was the reason I came. He was the reason I showed up to do what I need to do. Um, of course, you go for God, of course, but I feel like Doug helped me with that because I'd walk in and he'd be like, Jacques. He would just meet me right at the door, and just a big smile on his face. Say, "How are you? You know, how was your weekend? How was the week going?" He'd always be so excited to hear what I had to say, even if it was, nah, I just hung out. You know, he wouldn't care. He just wanted to know, and I miss that. I do. It's very difficult to walk in now and not to hear that. And I'd be getting the board set, get the band all locked in, have everybody super comfortable. And he would always come back and say, have a great worship, and he'd go up in the band. And, you know, I miss that too. I do. It's just the little things. And he was just a big part. He put me in my role, you know. He put me in the sound tech supervisor position that I was supposed to be in. He lifted me up there and put me up there. And I was speaking to my mom about this too, and that we talk a lot about him because it's very difficult for me. I have my moments where I just break down because it's so much, you know, it's so much sadness, and it's a very big mourning time for me. And for someone that's so close, you know, and you spend so little time, it seems like. And you may think, Jake, you spent 8 months, you know, but it flew by, especially then. And I will never forget getting that phone call from Pastor. I'll never forget that. I was beside myself. I was beside myself. Like, I remember getting the phone call that from Eric that he was leaving and moving on to different opportunities. That was very difficult for me. But he didn't pass away, you know. That's the hard thing. And so it kind of hit me twofold. It hit me, I lost my brother in Christ, someone who's super close with me, and my anchor. You know, I lost both. And to get that phone call, it hit me like a freight train. I've never experienced that. I went upstairs, I tried to hold together, I told my mom, I said, Doug passed away, and I just broke down. I just couldn't do it. I drove up to church and I sat and just blasted music for like an hour, just sat by myself and just blasted the saddest song I could possibly get, you know. Dig from my favorite stuff I used to go to, like Quadrophenia or The River, stuff like that, you know, just to calm me, you know. And people say that's kind of sad, you know, but when you're in that sad moment, you want something to know that, you know, you're not alone, you're here. And that's kind of what I like to do. And bless her soul, Mariah. I texted her, I told everybody. I didn't say where I was going. I just said I just need to drive. You know, I need to take some time, like I do. Like whenever life gets too much for me, I like to just go by myself. And for Mariah, that's very, very hard to do. She's very wants to be closely knit with me, and she's one who doesn't like to be alone. You know, she wants me there to help out, and you know, I respect that. I can do that. You know, but I'm completely 180 of that. I like to have my own space, you know, have my own, like, I want to deal with this by myself. Just give me some time just to meditate or just sit quietly with my thoughts and try and organize, you know. And it's not like I'm bashing her, trying to push her away, but this is how it's always been, you know. I've dealt with things like that, and that's just who I am, you know. My mom is the exact same way. She just takes time to just isolate herself for a while and just kind of just come back, you know, to the present. And that's what I did. And she came, and I was crying the whole time. It was so sad. And she didn't say a word. Just came up and gave me the biggest hug. And that was a sad day. That was a sad day. Oh, it was terrible. But you know, Doug's got my back. You know, he's watching out for me. He's up there. He knows what I'm doing. Trying to keep me in check with my life and everything else, and I praise him for that. I need someone to have my back up there, man. I mean, I have my grandpa's been up, both my grandpas are up there, you know, Pat's are up there, Sarah's up there looking after me, but it's nice to have someone who's that close, you know. It's just a true friend, you know, someone who is exactly like me. It was like talking to yourself in the future. It was one of those moments, but it was all the time. And I miss that. You know, I really do. Every day I come into church, it's always a bit struggle. And it's not like I don't like to come to church. That's not the point. But and that's what I was trying to get to, trying to segue, get myself back to Allison. I was very eager, and it wasn't the fact that I didn't want her to come. I didn't think she was a good fit. Nothing like that. It was bad timing. You know, very tough transition. Very, I like change. Don't get me wrong, I love change, but sometimes it's just really difficult to kind of push through. But I pushed through. You know, I've accepted her, and she's very nice. She's very caring, and it's great that I found out in our meeting, we kind of introduced ourselves, the main people of the church, like pastor was there, myself, and we had liturgist who was there, the person who runs the Wednesday night services was there, kind of just the key people. And we just introduced ourselves, and I pretty much said, there's only two things you really need to know about me. I'm a Packers fan, and I love music. I live and breathe it. You know, that's the two things you need to know about me. And Pastor also brought up that I do meditation, and I got him on that. Actually, he does it now, just 10 minutes a day. You know, and he was so enthused about it. He talks about it to me all the time about it. He's like, oh, it's just great. It just works. I'm like, I'm telling you, man, it does. It works. Is meditation for everyone? No, of course not. You know, we're all different, but it just helped me wonders. I'm going on 74 days now total. I haven't missed a day. And I finished the depression pack last week, and I'm into focusing on anger now, because there's times where I become like an asshole, you know, just a jerk. And that was from my past, you know, it kind of followed me here. And it started when I went out with that person, and it just built up. It was there, you know, but she just brought it out into the light, and it's something I had to deal with for a long time. I'm still dealing with it. I think I always will. I just always lash out, you know. If I don't see it, I just get pissed off, and I don't understand. I don't just sit and just take it, you know. There's points where I just lose it. And when I get in that mode, I don't care who I hurt, you know. It's just, that's blinded. I have my blinders on completely. It's just a person now in my way from what I need. And that's dangerous. That's so dangerous. And I've come a long way with just depression and my anger. I've come a long way. It's been hard. Therapy's helped me through that, and just self-teaching myself to just through meditation as well, and just to know a really key component that I learned the other day was that, you know, when we get angry, we kind of become that. We become anger, you know, and when anger comes, you want to just hit it or enforce it, you know, push it out, try and get it out, and you want to engage it. But we need to just take a step back and just don't see anger as something you need to get at. You know, you can't just boom, it's right there. We need to just act on this. We need to just take a step back and say, instead of be like, oh, I'm angry, you could say like, oh, I'm feeling this way. You know, like the anger will always be there. It's just a whole nother way of looking at it, you know. So it's not like we need to just go full out and be an asshole. You know, you kind of got to take a step back and be like, okay, I'm angry. You know, and then you're like, why am I feeling this? And you kind of just run it through your head and talk to yourself and say, well, I'm this way and I don't agree with this, or I'm, you know, and you just talk out, and it helps, you know, instead of just like completely running over your mind and just blurting out whatever comes to mind. You know, it's really helped. I've learned a lot. So everyone knows I'm an asshole now. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm not always that way. It's just sometimes. I mean, we all can be, guys. We all can be that way. But that's me, guys. That's where I'm at. That's where Mariah's doing well. School's going good. It's a struggle, but, you know, we all know that. College is tough, you know. It's never easy. But she's doing great. I'm doing great. My family's good. We had some rough patches the last couple days. My little brother and my mom had a big rough patch. But that's personal. I won't talk to you guys about that stuff. But we're getting through it, you know. They're getting through it. We're working past that that bump in the road, and they're moving past. It's great to see that. You know, it was a tough day for all of us. Very draining, very tiring. But I'm moving past it. We're all moving past it. Nothing that we did to each other. That's not it. It's just what life did to us. You know, kind of when life showed its face, and it really just tore us down in a certain way. And it was tough. It was hard. You know, I wasn't affected directly, but Dan and my mom were, and it was something that I don't want to get into. You know, it's personal stuff. That's family. That's family personal stuff, so I won't get into that with you guys. But they're moving past it. They're good, you know. We have those bumps, but we got it. They sometimes small, sometimes big, but we always get around them. You know, there's always a way. Sometimes it may take a while. That's fine. There's no right or wrong answer. But yeah, guys, that's me. But I'll let you guys go. I'm gonna listen to some records here. And Mariah went out to dinner with her mom and her grandma, so I hope she did make it safely. And this storm that we have, Mother Nature has brought out herself again. But she made it safely, thank God. And I hope they have a good dinner together. I would have gone, but I needed to go up to church and get stuff ready for tomorrow. But I'll catch you guys later. Remember, Big Brother's always watching. Peace and love, guys.